friends, his family. But if I point out that he's so fat they renamed the plane Air Force Wonder Bread, I'm the bad guy?
Remember in the Academy Awards, I said how he's the worst host in the history of the Academy Awards, and this stupid guy goes up?
Which I don't mind at all. In fact, I love it. I just wish he would quote it correctly. I didn't say, ha, 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 he thinks he bothers me.
Trump's not just angry, he's absolutely losing his marbles over Jimmy Kimmel's latest roast. And can you blame him? Kimmel's pulled out all the stops, exposing Trump's most ridiculous statements for all to see. From covfefe to windmill cancer, we're diving deep into the bottomless pit of Trump's verbal blunders. It's like watching a toddler try to explain quantum physics, but with more spray tan and less coherence. Ready for a laugh, or maybe a cry? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Alright folks, let's dive into the world of Trump's historical blunders. It's like watching a toddler try to explain quantum physics, but with more spray tan.
From the Trump White House to, quote, convey the president's anger regarding Kimmel's monologues. Do you think he's flirting with me? What is this? When I die, I would like that to be the clip they play at the Emmys in memoriam montage. Calls spread around the corridors of power in Washington. Wow, what a plot twist.
Remember when our dear old Donnie decided to give us a history lesson? Yeah, that went about as well as you'd expect. Picture this. It's July 4th, 2019. Trump's standing there, looking all presidential, or trying to, and he drops this little gem on us. He talks about how the Continental Army manned the air, it rammed the ramparts, it took over the airports. Airports in 1775. Let that sink in for a moment. Was he confusing George Washington with the Wright brothers? Or maybe he thought Benjamin Franklin invented time travel along with electricity. But wait, there's more. Our Orange in Chief didn't stop at just one historical whoopsie. Oh no, he's got a whole collection of them. Remember when he talked about Frederick Douglass like he was still alive and kicking? Frederick Douglass is an example of somebody who's done an amazing job and is being recognized more and more, I notice, Trump said.
The first time Donald Trump ever tries to stop someone from talking about him on television, and it's me. He's confusing me with one of his sons again. I want somebody to stop talking about him. He pays them $130,000, but
Mr. President, I hate to break it to you, but Douglas has been dead for over a century. Maybe Trump thought he was referring to a new brand of peanut butter. And who could forget the infamous covfefe tweet? Late one night, Trump blessed us with this cryptic message. Despite the constant negative press covfefe, was it a typo, a secret code for his alien buddies? Or maybe he was trying to order coffee and had a stroke mid-tweet. The world may never know. It's like watching a car crash, but the car is made of words.
The censorship and bias is a threat to freedom itself. Free speech is a bedrock of American life. We believe in free speech. You can't have censorship. You can't pick one person and say, well, we don't like what he's been saying, he's out. Censorship, free speech, censorship, free speech, censorship. Believe it or not, I'm one that really likes free speech.
And instead of an airbag deploying, it's just more nonsense spewing out. Trump's understanding of history is about as accurate as a blindfolded archer trying to hit a moving target while riding a unicycle backwards in a hurricane.
that sparked his Trumper tantrum. I wonder what it was he found so objectionable. I don't know.
Best picture, and it said basically, he is the worst host of the history. He reads the whole thing.
It's going through Tanny Soprano, Nostradamus, Emperor Palpatine hands, Mar-a-Lardo.
All right, let's take a wild ride through Trump's scientific wisdom. It's like watching a toddler try to explain quantum physics, but the toddler is orange and has access to nuclear codes. Remember when Trump declared war on windmills? He claimed they cause cancer. Yeah, you heard that right, cancer from windmills. Maybe he thinks those giant blades are flinging tumors at unsuspecting citizens. Or perhaps he believes Don Quixote was actually a medical textbook. Who knows?
Friends, his family, but if I point out that he's so fat they renamed the plane Air Force Wonder Bread, I'm the bad guy?
His manager said, don't do it. I have to do it. He goes out and reads my truth.
I'm learning about them, and in many ways, I feel like I've been doing similar work over the past 8 years, observing Donald Trump.
But wait, there's more. Grumpy Trumpy didn't stop at windmills. He had some brilliant ideas about how to cure COVID-19. His suggestion, injecting disinfectant, because apparently he thinks our bodies work like kitchen sinks. Just pour some Lysol in there, and boom, problem solved. Next time you're sick, skip the doctor and head straight to the cleaning aisle, folks. Now let's talk about Trump's weather expertise.
Inflation is the lowest it's been since February of 2021, which is not good news for Trump, who's been barging into grocery stores to tell me to be quiet yourself. We still have that arcade claw machine the My Pillow guy got in, who claims to be the bigliest anti-censorship defender of free speech.
When faced with the threat of hurricanes, most presidents would consult meteorologists or disaster relief experts. But not our Donnie Diapers. Nope, he had a better idea. Nuke him. That's right, he suggested dropping nuclear bombs on hurricanes to stop them, because what could possibly go wrong with unleashing nuclear weapons on giant windstorms? It's not like radiation is harmful or anything, right? Scientists around the world reacted to these claims with a mix of laughter, face palms, and existential dread.
Trump gave a crowd in Indiana, Pennsylvania, yet another review of my performance at the Academy Award.
The show is almost over. They're waiting for the best picture of the year. He gets up and he says, and his wife said, please don't do it. Remember in the Academy Awards, I said how he's the worst host in the history of the Academy Awards, and this stupid guy goes up.
Who abused his authority to silence someone who disagrees with him and tried to muzzle free speech. I'm so sorry, Jim. I would have been happy to.
One climatologist was quoted as saying, "I don't even know where to begin debunking this. It's like trying to teach calculus to a goldfish." So, what have we learned?
In there. Should I be worried that Trump has mentioned my wife more times at his rallies this year than his own? And listen, I know your cognitive abilities are declining faster than the price of Truth Social stock, which I don't mind at all. In fact, I love it. I just wish he would quote it correctly. I didn't say, ha, 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 he thinks he bothers me. And this is what he's thinking about, a joke. This is what he has to talk about. He has no plan for anything. He's too scared to debate again.
Well, Trump's scientific knowledge is about as solid as a chocolate teapot in a sauna. It's a miracle he didn't try to cure the common cold with essential oils, or suggest fighting climate change with a giant air conditioner. Well, folks, we've taken a wild ride through the carnival of confusion that is Trump's mind. From Revolutionary War airports to injecting disinfectant, it's been quite the journey. But hey, maybe we should thank Trump. After all, he's single-handedly keeping fact-checkers employed and comedians well-fed. Let's face it, Trump's quotes are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, but it's probably nuts. Next time you hear him speak, remember, it's not a speech, it's a comedy show. Sadly, the joke's on us. If laughter is the best medicine, Trump might just cure America after all, just not in the way he intended. So what's next for our orange in chief? Will he suggest fighting global warming with giant ice cubes? Only time will tell.